Well, I'm trying to revamp my old charcoal cabinet smoker and switch it over to propane. The parts have arrived, so I'm gonna get started on this project, so stick around. What's going on, adventurers? My name's Travis and welcome back to another project. In today's video, I'm going to be converting my old charcoal cabinet smoker over to propane. So why would you want to convert a charcoal smoker over to propane? Well, I'll let you know the reason why I'm doing it. The smoker I'm converting is a Brinkmann cabinet smoker. I've owned this smoker for quite a few years now and it's seen a lot of use. I like it because it's a really simple design, it's just one cabinet and it's really light and portable if you want to take it with you. Last year I bought a Pit Boss Memphis Ultimate Barbecue. It's got a propane grill, a charcoal grill, and an electric smoker. Over the last year I've been using the electric smoker tons. It's really simple to use, you just set the temperature and it holds it really nicely at that temperature. I've been using it for pretty much all my smoking needs, so my Brinkmann cabinet smoker has just been sitting unused. So I came up with the idea of converting my charcoal cabinet smoker over to propane for sausage making. I love to hunt and all the cooking and food prep that comes with it. I thought my cabinet smoker would make a perfect sausage making smoker because of the height. I've used this smoker in the past for sausage making with varying success. The hardest part is keeping a consistent temperature. With the one door design of this smoker, I was having a hard time keeping a consistent temperature. With the charcoal, I was having a hard time getting a low enough temperature, and every time you open the door, you lost all your heat. Sausage making demands long smoking sessions with low temperatures. The problem I've had in the past is temperature spikes. The problem is if the temperature gets too hot in the smoker, all the fat in the sausage liquefies and it either leaks out or it creates this weird layer between the casing and the meat. It's just an all fat layer. Either way, you end up with a hard meat tube that's not really appetizing. So I'm hoping with the propane burner, it's a little easier to manage that temperature. If you're new to the channel, we are all about projects that add adventure to your life. Anything that gets you up off the couch and out on your next adventure. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate the support. And remember to click that little bell icon to be notified every time a new video drops. So I'll show you the parts I ordered to complete this conversion. I'll throw a link in the description to these parts if you want to check them out yourself. So first up is the propane burner. This is just a replacement burner for something you'd find in, say, like a turkey fryer or something like that. Now, I was a little surprised when it showed up, the size of it. I was picturing something a little bit smaller, so hopefully I'm able to maintain a low enough temperature with this burner. The benefit I see with having such a large burner is with hunting season ending in November, I'm usually really excited to get going on making some sausage and stuff like that. So having such a large burner with those cold temperatures into November and December, this should be able to maintain our smoker at a good temperature. Usually in the past I've had a hard time at these times of year maintaining a warm enough temperature in the smoker, so something this size should be able to put out lots of heat and maintain that temperature. There were a couple different models of burners I saw online, but I like this model here because it's got this threaded stud at the bottom. Thought it'd be really easy to drill a hole and mount to our smoker at the bottom. Next up is the regulator. I like this model because it's got this temperature dial here on the regulator. The difference between something like this and the kind of regulator you'd find on your barbecue is this temperature dial. You need to remember on a barbecue, you don't really need to control the temperature off your regulator because you have a dial mounted to your barbecue. But with this setup, you've just got the burner and the regulator here, so you need to get this style so you can adjust the temperature of your burner. So that's a long explanation of why and how I'm going to convert our charcoal cabinet smoker over into propane. So let's jump in and get this project started. So first order of business here, I've got to mount our burner into the bottom of our cabinet smoker. My plan is to mount it so the gas line comes out of the back of the smoker, and then we'll have to drill a hole in the bottom of the smoker to mount this stud to. So it should sit something like this. With the burner sitting in the smoker, it actually sits pretty close to the middle of the smoker. The hole I'm going to drill at the back of the smoker where the regulator hose connects, I think I'm going to drill a larger hole. There's a bit of an air intake for the burner, so I want to make sure that's getting nice, lots of fresh air. So I've got the smoker flipped over. This is the back of the smoker. The first hole I'm going to drill is for the back of our burner here. The way I'm going to do this, I've just got a hole saw here. So I'm going to measure the center here and use the hole saw as a bit of a guide. There's a flange here, so I just am going to try and get the edge of the teeth of the hole saw at the edge of this flange here. It looks like it should line up nicely in the smoker. And then I'm going to figure out where the center of the hole saw will be and drill a pilot hole, because this is a pretty big bit to get started. So for the top hole here, I'm just going to measure the distance from the back of the burner to the stud. Looks like it's about 7 inches or so. So now all I've got to do is measure 7 inches from the back here. And then find the center again. So now that I've got both holes drilled here, I can mount the burner in the inside of the smoker. So the burner's all mounted up in here. It looks pretty good. There's a slight tilt to it because the hole at the back of the cabinet smoker, there's a bit of a flange there, so I had to drill below the flange. So it's tilting slightly forward, but that should be okay because the burner is a little further to the back for center. So with having this slight tilt, it should put the flames pretty much bang on centered. So now all we got to do is get the regulator and propane tank hooked up, and we can give this thing a quick test. So the propane tank is all hooked up here. I'm going to give it a little test now. I'm going to try and get the flame as low as I possibly can, and then see how low of a temperature I can get this smoker to. I don't think we'll have any problems getting the high temperatures based off of the size of the burner. So I'm really concerned about just seeing how low I can get this to go. So put all the pieces back into the smoker and then turn it on at a low setting, let it warm up, and we'll see how it goes. Well, after the little test we did there, I was able to get the smoker to stabilize out at about 140 degrees on the low end. It was a little tricky because it's such a large burner, getting it to run at such a low pressure. It kept going out, so it took a little playing around with, but I was able to get it to stabilize. I'm surprised I was able to get it down to such a low temperature. 140 degrees is more than adequate for sausage making. Usually you want to start at a lower temperature and then slowly work your way up so the sausage gets lots of smoke on it. And it's a fairly warm day here. It's fall time, but you can be comfortably outside in a t-shirt, so it's fairly warm. So once those cold winter temperatures set in, this should have no problem staying at a good temperature. The nice part with having such a large burner as well is it adds some versatility to this smoker. I think when you turn it all the way up, you know, it's meant to be on a turkey fryer, so you should have no problem getting this thing up to a pretty high temperature if you need. Now there's a couple more things I'd like to do before I actually get my first batch of sausage in this smoker here. So opening it up, you can see the two pans in here. So we've got our chip pan. I got them reversed here. So our chip pan is this one here. You can see I drilled a bunch of holes in it. This was for allowing more airflow for charcoal. So what I'm planning to do here is maybe put some lava rocks into this pan. The lava rock should act as a really nice heat sink, hold that heat, as well as it'll give me something to put like a packet of the chips on. You know, I'm worried with all the holes drilled in here, if I set it in there, being exposed directly to the flame, it might just start right on fire. So if I put the lava rocks in here, it's gonna maintain a really nice even temperature and give some nice coals for those chips to sit on. The other thing I'll have to do is get this set up for hanging sausage. So this smoker comes with a couple racks, so I could get some hooks and hang the sausage off of that. I won't have a ton of room between that and the water pan here. So I think I might use some wood doweling or something like that to put across here, make some bars to hang stuff off of. Or the other idea I had is maybe weld in a couple cross braces a little higher up. That'll just give me a little more height to play with. So that's it for converting our charcoal cabinet smoker over into propane. It's a really easy project. I did this in about half an hour, so it's something really anybody can do. All you really need is a burner and a regulator. So remember, I'll throw a link in the description below. You can check out the parts I use. That way you can have an idea of how they'll work for you. If you have any questions about the conversion, please post a comment below, and remember to subscribe and click that little bell to be notified every time a new video drops. So that's it for this project, but I hope to see you back again really soon for another adventure project.